There are many advantages to living in a 55 and over community in Florida. However, you really need to understand the rules and regulations. And one of the questions that I'm always asked is who can live in a 55 and over community, and are there exceptions to the age restriction, especially when it comes to children? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you the 6 possibilities of who can live there even if they are not 55 and over, which should really give you some great ideas if you're planning to move to one of these communities. Plus, I'm going to answer the question as an extra bonus on can your children who are not 55 and over purchase a home for you in these communities. Understanding the rules ahead of time will make the difference of you being happy in your new home and not disappointed by the rules that you weren't even aware of. So come watch this video with me. Hi, I'm Maria Wells, your real estate expert on the Treasure Coast of Florida, providing all sorts of information on neighborhoods, homes, and current topics in real estate. I would really enjoy hearing from you, so please comment below with any questions you might have regarding real estate. Or let me know if you're on the home buying journey or preparing your home for sale, because possibly I could give you some other ideas to help you. Well, remember to hit the subscribe and notification button to my channel to receive all sorts of information which I release every Tuesday. Let me give you a brief background of the 55 and over communities. They were created before the Fair Housing Act was passed in 1968. And once that occurred, the 55 and over communities were allowed to remain after the Fair Housing Act. All of these communities must be registered with the state to be able to have this age restriction. And they are all based on the 80-20 rule, which is at least 80% of the residents are 55 and over. And that means there must be one person in each property who is 55 and over. That leaves the other 20% for other people to live within the community. And that's what creates the 80-20 rule. Well, the appeal of these communities was to spend your retirement years with neighbors of comparable age who have hopefully similar interests, and the community would provide activities that you and your neighbors would enjoy, and maybe a little more peace and quiet than other type of neighborhoods. So in addition to the 80-20 rule, many of these communities have expanded their regulations to maybe give you a little more flexibility. And so these are called secondary guidelines, which will allow for some of the examples that I'm about to tell you. So make sure you really understand whatever particular community you're going to move in, if they have expanded their bylaws and rules beyond the strict 80-20 rule of a 55 and over community. Now, I recorded another video you might want to watch, the 5 problems in a 55 and over community, because it might just make you aware of some other rules and regulations you were not aware of. So let's discuss the 6 possibilities of who can live in a 55 and over community. And I like to start with the last one first. So number 6, obviously someone who is 55 and over needs to live in a particular property in that community. Number 5, a spouse or partner who is younger. Well, as long as one of you is 55 and over, then the other person can be younger. Now, some communities you need to be aware of may have a rule that the other person must be 40 years of age or older. So again, check to see what the regulations are. And hey, if you're lucky enough to have a partner or spouse who is younger, way to go. So also, a spouse or partner may continue to live on the property should the one who's 55 and over pass, but again, check before purchasing. Well, number 4, a caregiver who is 18 years or older. Now, this isn't always the case, so have your realtor help you, but this could be a very big possibility. However, exceptions sometimes have to be made to have this assistance, so make sure that you are prepared and have asked that very specific question. Number 3, a disabled child or children who are over 18 years or older. Many have extended this benefit to disabled children, but there are still a few who haven't relaxed the rules, but it's becoming more and more common. Recently, I had someone who called me who had 2 disabled children. We were able to find them a community that was more than happy to welcome the 55 and over family and their disabled children. Number 2, a child you are a legal guardian for if they are over 18. They may have have to make some exceptions for this, but certainly it is a possibility. And number one, contrary to what some people think, you can still have visits from grandchildren. Now, typically that's up to 4 weeks a year. And remember, you have to be present. No matter if they are grown children, they can't come down when you are away because they must be supervised, as silly as that seems. Well, I didn't forget about the question of, can your children who are not 55 and over purchase a home for you? Well, the answer is yes, and typically they can rent it back to you. However, be very careful. I want to give you a big red flag to check the rental rules, because some communities have a waiting period to be able to rent the home, and it can be anywhere from 1 to 2 years in which an owner must live and occupy the unit before they can rent it. If that's the case, even if your children want to purchase it for you, it may change the dynamics where your name needs to be on the deed to show you as an owner so it's not rented. So those are questions you need to ask in advance should you be lucky enough that your children want to help you in purchasing a home. Well, now that you have a better idea of the possible exceptions in 55 and over communities, let's watch this next video to provide you even more information. See you there.